Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophia, pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue exploring ocean industrial age concepts that first translated from the Western ideas into Japanese and then Chinese conveniently borrow or inherit without paying Japanese their IP. But this is their translation first. 索赔 is today's concept, and you can see simplified traditional almost looks exactly the same, except that the bei, this ancient times seashell currency, and that looks like this, and 2,000 years ago it looks like this. That currency, that symbol, kind of like US dollar in today's symbol, that's the ancient way to have this shape, seashell shape with this soft body, kind of a two little feet dangling. That's a Chinese way to express the currency. So except for that, they look the same, but 2,000 years ago, it's way more nuanced. When I'm doing unpacking, I mean, at the beginning, at the initial, I just look at this and try to unpack. And then I find myself clueless how to read the symbols because these are symbols that already got streamlined, simplified, already lost much of its nuances. And only by going to 2,000 years ago, when it still reserve the original at the beginning, at the birth time of this concept, that we can see curvatures, we can see pictures, we can kind of piece information together. So anyway, 2,000 years ago, seal script is a lot more detailed. Here we have the tree symbol that's separated by the two, almost like a spool of thread. So the tree symbol is the canopy. So this trident looking thing, canopy of the tree, root of the tree, kind of like a mirror image, except the root is slightly bigger than the canopy. And then we have the trunk of the tree. So the whole thing is a tree. And then we have two kind of knots or something along the trunk. So according to scholars, one version of to explain this is a kind of thick rope that used to bundle trees together. So we kind of can imagine this logging practice when you cut down the tree, big logs to transport them conveniently. You bundle them together, right? So you have to have this big ropes knotting along the way of the tree trunk. So here is exactly locating on the tree trunk and still and in those kind of knots or circular shape to show you the bundling of it. And then the two curvatures on the side simply probably means it's a bundle of them put together. This is one unit. That's one reading. The second reading, some other scholars would disagree because today when we inherit this character, it means big chain, like a thick chain. It's not just, tiny fiber thread or yarn. It's thicker chain. So I guess we imagine the nautical seafaring use of big ropes that can anchor the boat or some big sails that need to have enough, I guess, cross-sectional diameter to have enough strength. So this big, thick rope is today's su, what that is. And so, and also it means a chain of those. It's not just a singular knot, but it's everything knotted together. It's a long chain of link that's kind of sturdy. So this could be, this two curvatures means the thickness of things, and the tree could be the fiber that to make such big, durable chain rope, you use the fibers from the tree. So I guess ancient material science back then, trees are most easily to process. It doesn't involve fire, like for metal smithing. It's like a whole new specialty and also special equipment. Trees are more available, easier to process, and you can use the fiber, take the fiber out of the tree and make a big thick rope out of it. And these are simply, showing the bundling the thickness of such material. And this curvature means the, I guess, the diameters that it's a thick rope. All right, the pay compensation made of the currency, okay, the dollar sign, I guess we switch out the concept. This is money. And why is it compensation? Because you use money to pay for some damage you've done to somebody else. And that somebody else's expression is like pay. Okay. This is po, the pronunciation of that. And I intentionally put our concept of faux. All sounds similar with switch out the consonant. Faux means negation, means it's a naysayer. It's this. The difference is only this one dot on top of the horizontal line. So what is faux? Faux, negation, expressed by the mouth symbol. Okay, we have to say something, right? And then we have this pointing down needle toward the mouth symbol. And then we have this big arch. So this this convex and concave shape kind of going against each other, that gives you a visual sense of resisting already. And this top frame horizontal line for the most part means divinity. So some environmental, I guess, beyond your personal control. So this environmentally force going down, pressuring you, and then you have this resistance. You verbalize that with the mouth symbol. Then that's the Chinese way to express negation. You're saying no to the pressure of the environment. And that environment is a societal environment, right? It's representing everything in that one horizontal line, kind of pressing down on you. Okay, so this vertical line, short vertical line, we saw this icon a lot in the housing, the shelter image, the mian symbol, which is just this arch kind of a shelter, right? And then with I call it a chimney on the top. So one is a chimney on the top, that by just one simple dot symbolize this is human-made, man-made. It's for human, but by human, right? Made by human. So it's not something in nature. It humanized this thing. So when a dot added on top of this otherwise divinity, this one horizontal line representing everything like a biosphere, like everything life or world can do it to you. When you add a dot to it, it's like changing the role of who is doing that to you, who is pressuring you. It becomes somebody else. It's a man-made thing. It's made by man, for man. So it's something converted of this divinity, this outside, almost like a weather-like factor, converted to a human factor. So that means one person done wrong to another person. And this is kind of negating, instead of to divinity, negating to another person or organization. Somebody you want to ask for compensation. And this ask for compensation is the claim concept in English, but Chinese unpack that this compensation with the money sign, like financial compensation back then there already. And then this negation, this resistance, this almost like injustice, like somebody else has done wrong to you. You are saying no. You're expressing your negation, resistance to that. And that, I guess, lots of anger, disagreement, feeling injustice, and that can be only compensated by this monetary compensation. All right, so that's compensation. So seek, I translated seek, even if it means a big chain rope. And that we can almost view it as roping in if we have to connect some dots. But from the big rope to the concept of seek, there is this logic jump. I would interpret it as this connection thread. And it's a pretty strong connection because it's a thick rope that you use that as a way to get hold of something else. So it's almost like a casting a bigger net or, throwing away a longer rope. And that's the way to seek, because you have to make quite some efforts to seek, right? You have to reach out far with some strength, some sturdiness in it. So that's my interpretation of that. 索赔 claim. Thank you for your time. See you another day.